Hi guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be doing a full face of nothing new. Really, the title of this video is just to say this video isn't special, but you should watch it anyways. If you don't know who I am, my name's Reagan. I would appreciate it if you joined my growing family here and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Friday, and other than that, we'll just get started. For primer, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Mattifier Primer. This was the Ride or Die primer that I mentioned in my Ride or Die video that I posted a couple weeks back. My face is feeling a little extra dry when I was applying that primer, so I'm going to be mixing my foundation with a moisturizer today. This is the Your Skin But Better foundation. So how I do this is I'm just going to put 2 pumps on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take my Glow Glam Glow Starter. This is just a moisturizer. I'm just going to dip my finger in, get a pretty good amount, and just use that finger to mix the 2 formulas together on the back of my hand. This also kind of lightens the formula, and this tends to be a little bit of a darker formula for when I'm tanner in the summer. I'm just gonna dot this all over the face and then use a foundation brush to blend it in. I'm just gonna go in with the remaining product on the back of my hand and just apply it where I would like a little extra coverage, just so I'm not wasting any of the product. Also, sometimes when I mix in my foundation with the moisturizer, I'll go in with a second layer just because it tends to lighten the coverage. But I think that this will do for today. Okay, next up for concealer, I'm going to be using 2 different formulas. I am first going to be going in with this Dragon Beauty. This is like a color corrector. It's a lavender shade. I really love putting this all over my eyelids because it really color corrects so amazingly and makes my eyelids just match the tone of my face so much better. It also kind of brightens very slightly, which just brings out my eyes so much more. Also, on days where I don't wear as much makeup, I'll just use this as my concealer under my eye as well. It seriously does such a beautiful job of color correcting. It's one of the best color correcting products I think I've ever used. Next, I'm just going in with my Radiant Concealer by L'Oreal. I talked about this in my makeup starter kit video. This is a drugstore product. It really does give the skin such a nice, radiant, and natural glow. I love it so much. And conceals beautifully. And it's so creamy. I'll be setting the concealer I placed all over my face with the Dermablend Professional Loose Setting Powder. I'm gonna pat this on my nose, on my forehead, see how long I can avoid wrinkles and crease marks. I'm gonna let that bake there while I do my eyebrows, and then I will brush it off. I've been really enjoying a more fluffy brow recently, so I'm gonna use the Benefit Precisely My Brow to brush all of my hairs in an upward motion. I don't want them to be over defined because I'm going to be putting a brow gel in them, but I am going to use the pencil on the other end of this liner. I'm just going to define the very bottom quarter of my brow. I'm also going to try and define the shape of the middle of my brow so that they match a little bit better. I'll even use the spoolie to kind of act as an eraser and blend out any marks that I don't want to be there necessarily. That way I can really perfect the shape. Brushing over your pencil strokes will soften them and slightly blur them. I like what they're looking like, so I'm just gonna use the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade number 3 to keep them in place, darken them a little bit, and really give them that fluffy look. I also get brow gel everywhere kind of, and so I just use the end of the spoolie. Just use the spoolie end of the Precisely My Brow pencil as an eraser for that as well, and it works great. That makes them stick up a little too straight almost. So I go through with the spoolie and place them where I want while they're still like pliable. Like I can still move them around before they actually dry all the way down. I didn't really mean for this to turn into a brow tutorial, but here we are. I'm gonna fill in a little bit on this one because it looks a little lighter than the other, and I think we're finished. Taking a fluffy brush just to brush off any excess powder that was not absorbed during the baking. I'm not gonna powder the rest of my face. It will be set with other products. Next for eyeshadow, I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. I've been liking to just keep it very, very simple lately. I think that I'm gonna go with the Violet Voss All of You Forever palette. Obviously I'm literally in an olive shirt. I'm just gonna go in with one shade. This has kind of been like my thing recently, where I just do no shadow on my eyelid at all, and I just put a pop of color on the lower lash line, and I've really been enjoying that. It's simple, but it's still like eye-catching and kind of fun. So I'm just going to use this shade in this top corner here, Olive Me, and I'm just gonna put that right along my lower lash line with a very, very compact brush. This will almost act as a eyeliner, and I probably won't end up applying an actual eyeliner today because I'm doing this. I'm starting out with such a small amount on my brush and building it up because I don't want to overdo it off the bat, and I feel like it's easy to do that. Okay, I think that that's just enough. I don't want it to be too much, so that's just perfect. I am going to add some mascara. Of course, the Benefit Roller Lash is what I'm grabbing. Okay, to finish up the complexion, we are going to add contour next. So for my bronzer, I'm gonna be using my go-to recently. I haven't been able to stop, and it's in the Real Her Ultimate Glow Getter Cheek Trio, and it is just the bronzer shade in here called Incredible. It's super soft and muddy, but it's very, very pretty on the skin. It's very foolproof, but it gets the job done. It gives me the definition that I want around my face. I don't need to use an excess of product, and it looks super, super natural. So I really, really love it. It also matches my skin complexion really well, like my skin tone. So if you have similar skin tone to me, I would definitely recommend it. A lot of the time I use the blush and the highlighter in this trio too. I just really have enjoyed it. But for blush today, I want to use the Hourglass Sublime Flush blush. I did a video on this, and I really have been enjoying this. It's kind of peachy, but it's just so gorgeous on the skin. It looks good with any color story, and it just makes your skin glow. It's also super natural. When I said that, it sounded like supernatural, like unnatural, but I meant it is very natural on the skin, but also very pretty, noticeable, and eye-catching. It makes such a difference, but it's also not super noticeable that I'm wearing any blush at all. I think it's gorgeous. For highlighter, I actually think I am gonna go back into the same Ultimate Glow Getter Trio and just use the highlighter in this palette. It's already out, and when I started talking about it, I wanted to use it. This is a very warm highlighter, and I really, really like it. It just makes your skin look sun-kissed and just very golden, glowy. I really, really enjoy it. On the tip of my nose, Cupid's bow here, very tops of my forehead, add a little extra to the cheeks. Next, I'm just gonna be taking a Beauty Blender sponge. I'm just gonna press all of these products down into my skin. I just really like how that makes the finish of my makeup look. And I honestly have not even thought about lips yet. So I'm going to reapply some chapstick and use the MAC Hug Me lipstick. This is such a natural color. It really has not a ton of pigment. To set it all in place, we'll be using the MAC Prep and Prime Fix FX spray. This is the coconut flavored one. After doing this, I always end up going in with my sponge again just to press that into the skin and make sure that there's no spray marks, like water marks, in my complexion makeup, because that would not be good. That's like the exact opposite of what that is supposed to be doing. And guys, we are all finished. This is nothing super exciting or out of the ordinary. This is actually very ordinary for me. This is the makeup that I wear almost every day. I just mix and match whatever I have in my collection. So thanks for joining me and getting ready with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely leave a thumbs up if you like videos like this. Don't forget to subscribe, and other than that, I will catch you in my next one. Bye, loves.